And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. And thanks to you, we're up 27,000 in just the last 10 days. So continue, hit that subscribe, share, comment, and watch. Watch to the end because everything is important, including yesterday. Trump spoke at an investor conference in Miami. But where was he? Seen golfing as well. I mean, this is the guy who talked and complained about Barack Obama constantly being on the golf course. Let me show you the photo. Trump just keeps golfing. Who's running the country, according to Patriot Takes? And his comments are becoming even more exaggerated and crazy. Trump said that there are 1.3 million people who are on Social Security between the ages, get a load of this, between the ages of 150 and 159. Now, personally, I call bullshit, and I want to see the proof. Play the clip.
3.5 million people from the age 140 to 149 years old. 1.3 million people are on Social Security from the age 150 to 159. And over 130,000 people are on Social Security over the age of 160 years old, okay? Including 1,039 people, think of it, over 1,000 people between the ages of 220 to 229.
Okay, what he's really referring to, and this is just a bad job, I guess, by Steve Miller, who writes this crap, that they didn't do even a minutia of investigatory work to see what the proof was in that. Because had they done that, they never would have exposed Trump to this sort of ridiculousness, to this inaccuracy on information that they uncovered. In fact, it has already been discussed that what they're referring to is codes that they put in individuals who are missing. They put in ages that are so absurd that nobody would count them because they are not on Social Security, that there are no checks that are going out. And if there are, I'd be the first one to say, holy shit, I'm wrong. But they'll never put that proof out because it doesn't exist. Now, Trump also said that there is one person, get a load of this, who is actually 360 years old. No, seriously. And I'm shocked that when he was looking this stuff over, he didn't turn around and say, hey, Steve Miller, get over here. All right? Show me the backup on this shit. Play the clip.
And one person between the age of 240 years old to 249, and the record topper, there is one person on Social Security who's 360 years old, which is approximately 110 years older than our country.
Now let's see if all of these idiots that are applauding for it, because it is very funny. I mean, Trump does have a great delivery. All right, let's see whether or not they're still applauding when no documentation, no proof that anyone 360 years of age is receiving Social Security. And how do you know? Because if in fact there was documentary proof, they would have put it out. Trump would have had a Megatron put up the size of what we see at Madison Square Garden in order to show that document. That document would be everywhere. But once again, it's nowhere. Why? This is just a mistake by these young kids who are out there digging through information. And worst of all, Stephen Miller, who put this shit down on paper for him to read. Trump also goes on at this conference to call Zelensky a dictator. And I'm going to do a whole nother video on just that alone. But I want to show you the clip here. Play it.
Like a fiddle. He played him like a fiddle. That's an expression we use, yes, sir, to say that he's pretty easy, A dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. Got to move fast.
Yeah. Again, I'm going to get into that in a whole nother video. But it's amazing Because not only does he call him a dictator, not only does he make up this nonsense that there are no elections, not only does he turn around and say that he's just like ungodly, unpopular at like 4%. Trump's already engaging in negotiations to basically give Ukraine to Russia, claiming that it was Zelensky who started the war. Trump also goes on at this conference to say that Elon is in charge of Doge. Well, holy shit, we finally find out the answer, because up until now, nobody has been able to say whether Doge is an agency, is it a department, is it a program, and who's running this damn thing? Is it Trump or is it Elon Musk? In fact, you saw the other day on one of my other videos, you saw Stephen Miller throwing a shit fit saying that Donald Trump is in charge. Well, now we have some conflicting information. And the issue is just that Trump's lawyers go on and they filed an affidavit with Judge Tanya Chutkin saying that Musk is not in charge of Doge. Once again, apologies, I'm confused. Play the clip.
I signed an order creating the Department of Government Efficiency and put a man named Elon Musk in charge. Thank you, Elon, for doing it. Thank you very much. And he's doing a great job.
Yeah, great job. Again, he signed an affidavit with Judge Chutkin saying that he is not in charge. So is he or is he not? We, the American people, the people who Trump is working for, and Elon Musk, if he's part of Doge, if he's in charge, is working for. We have a right to know who is running this department that's running amok on all of our documents and all of our information. Trump then goes on and says that our economic engines are roaring back to life. Play the clip.
Since my election, America's economic engines have come roaring back to life in just a very short period of time. Think of it, from November 5th, the progress that's been made has been amazing. The NASDAQ is up nearly 10% in just a few months, and that's a lot. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 2,200 points, and Bitcoin has set multiple all-time record highs because everyone knows that I'm committed to making America the crypto capital. We want to stay at the forefront of everything, and one of them is crypto, and Miami seems to be the center of the action, come to think of it.
Okay, let me just stop everybody for a quick second and remind you that Trump is now in office for a month and 2 days. So when he starts talking about the stock market under the Biden administration being up, that's not an accomplishment to him. In fact, as of this exact moment today, the stock market is down 522 points. Stock market is not at an all-time high. And I'm talking about the Dow Jones average is exactly 44,121. It's down 522 points so far. And yet you're talking to a financial conference. You would expect that people at this conference know what the hell they're talking about. And yet, once again, Trump says it, they believe it, they applaud it, and it's just not accurate. I wish to God we were up 522 points. Believe me, I'd like to see my portfolio up another 522 points. Trump then goes on and informs that the public how to keep the peace, right? The president of law and order. Play the clip.
But to keep peace, you really have to, I have a thing, strength through, and I mean it, you really have it. You have strength, and you need the strength, but it's really peace through strength, because without the strength, it's going to be very hard to have peace, because you're going to be taken over, bad things are going to happen, so you really want to have peace through strength, and that's...
So far, other than Trump talking about expansionism and Russia invading Ukraine, we haven't seen expansionism since World War II. Now, he also goes on to instruct that the lazy federal employees will have to return to in-person work. I mean, imagine the chief executive, the president of the United States, denigrating all federal employees, calling them lazy. Play the clip.
But we've also required that all federal employees must once again show up to work. It's a new phenomena, since COVID. Show up to work in person like the rest of us. So, it doesn't work when you don't show up. And I see companies now are all going back to it. They're all going back. It's great. I watch some of the big business leaders saying, we absolutely are going back. You can't work at home. They're not working. They're playing tennis, they're playing golf, or they have other jobs. But they're not working, or they're certainly not working hard. You could never.
Yeah. And he knows this. How? Because he went door to door? I don't get it. Meanwhile, Trump goes on, he continues to ramble about how Biden indicted many people before he left office. Again, it's just not true. First of all, the president of the United States doesn't indict anybody. That's done by DOJ. But he rambles again about Biden indicting many people before he left office, and that they, the indicted ones, I guess he's referring to people like Mayor Eric Adams, that they owe Trump their lives. They owed him their lives because he and he alone saved them. Play the clip.
Until the very end, just because there's so many people on Bitcoin and crypto that just before the end, the SEC came out and they were being very nice. I was so nice to people because so many people were being indicted for no reason whatsoever. Very political group of people. That's all they did was they liked indicting people, but they were being indicted, and many of those indictments were dropped just before the election because they said, wait a minute, there's 100 million, 125 million people using this, and they didn't want to have, all these people being voted against. But by the time they did that, it was too late. We had that vote entirely, I think. I think anybody was smart that believed in that, and there were a lot of people believing it. Anybody that was smart voted for Trump. And they pulled the indictments. And I see people that were indicted. I said, I saved your life. I saved your life. Because if they thought that, they actually thought that I was doing it, they say, why is Trump doing it? Is he doing it for political reasons? I don't do anything for political reasons. I do what's right. I want to be in the forefront of every industry.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with politics. Just as the quid pro quo with Mayor Adams has nothing to do with politics. It's just what's right. Remember, when he's saying that, he's not wrong. It's what's right for him. Now, lastly, he goes on and he speaks about permanently shutting down the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Play the clip.
In addition, over the past month, we have effectively eliminated the U.S. Agency for International Development, which was funding much of this lunacy. We virtually shut down the out-of-control CFPB, escorting radical left bureaucrats out of the building and locking the doors behind them. What they were doing was so terrible. Where they were spending the money was so terrible. What we haven't looked at yet, but will be, is does the money come back to them? Because nobody can be stupid like that. And they're not stupid. They're smart, actually. And, why are they doing that? Does money come back to them? So we'll figure that out pretty easily, I think, and quickly.
Yeah, everything is easily and quickly. So far, we're in for a month, and nothing has gone the way that he's made promises on. Nothing. In fact, just to be accurate, as of today, the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, that protects us from predatory lenders and so on, has returned to the American people over $21 billion. If that's a lefty organization, I'm okay with it. And you should be too. Again, it's the statements that are coming out of this administration so far that are either grossly exaggerated or patently false. And that's why independent sites like this, like Midas Touch Network, like my Mea Culpa podcast, like my Substack, so important so that you get accurate and truthful information so that you can make the decisions when 2026 midterm elections come about. Is Donald Trump doing what he promised? Is he doing good for the American people? Or is he doing good for himself and his cronies? That's up to you to decide. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.